The desert planet of Calathar was a harsh world, where twin suns burned the barren canyons by day and the nights fell into an icy, bone-chilling darkness. The settlements were few, scattered, and mostly abandoned ruins from a time when the galaxy still tried to colonize this forsaken place. It was the perfect hiding spot for someone or something that didn't want to be found. Cole Wyatt, a human cowboy known for his quick draw and uncanny luck, rode along the crimson sand dunes, his duster coat flapping behind him like the wings of a restless bird. His hoverbike kicked up clouds of red dust, its engine growling in defiance of the emptiness around him. He was used to isolation, having spent most of his life drifting from one frontier world to the next, taking odd jobs that required more courage than patience. He spotted her before she saw him, a figure crouched near the skeleton of an old space freighter, her scales glinting faintly in the dying light. She wasn't human, no. Nothing about her was. A dragon widow, the locals whispered. Her wings were folded, torn in places, and her eyes carried a sorrow that spoke of lifetimes lost. Cole slowed his bike to a stop a safe distance away, keeping his hand near the blaster at his hip. "You looking for trouble, or just lost?" he called out. She raised her head, her eyes shimmering like molten silver. "I'm lost," she said softly, her voice carrying a melody that seemed out of place in the barren wasteland. "I have nowhere to go, no one to guide me." Cole studied her. Most beings who said they were lost meant one thing: they were hiding. But there was something about her grief, the raw emptiness of her presence, that seemed genuine. "Then come with me," Cole replied simply, tipping his hat in a gesture both casual and inviting. Her eyes widened, as if the world itself had stopped spinning for a moment. You would take me in. You do not even know me." Cole shrugged, a faint grin tugging at the corners of his weathered face. "Ain't much to know. You're hurt, alone, and in need of a ride. I'm heading where the map doesn't matter much, and there's always room for one more." The dragon widow hesitated, the wind stirring her tattered wings. Finally, she nodded, a small spark of hope igniting in her silver eyes. Then, "I will trust you, human." They traveled together in silence for hours, the desert stretching endlessly in every direction. Cole didn't pry. He had learned that words often came too heavy for those who had lost everything. Instead, he let her watch the horizon, letting the twin suns burn her silhouette into a fragile hope. Finally, she spoke. "I was once part of a great clan, ruling skies and mountains. But war took them all. My mate, my family, gone. I have wandered from star to star, seeking a place to belong." Cole nodded slowly. "Loss has a way of finding us, no matter how far we run. I lost a town once, my kin scattered when raiders came through. Thought I'd never find a reason to keep going." Her eyes softened, touched by his words. "And yet, you keep riding. You keep surviving. You carry on, that's all a man can do," Cole replied. "Keep moving until something worth staying for comes along." Something in her gaze shifted. She saw not pity, not fear, but a raw determination in him, a creature so fragile and yet so unbroken. "A human, perhaps," she whispered. "Perhaps I have finally found it." Night fell, and Cole guided the hoverbike into a narrow canyon where the air was cooler, shielded from the scorching sun. They made camp near an old rock formation that resembled the ruins of an ancient temple. Cole set up a small fire, its warmth casting flickering shadows across her scales. "You eat?" he asked, tossing her a protein pack from his saddlebag. "I have eaten nothing in days," she admitted, devouring the food with surprising speed. As she ate, she studied him silently. "Humans, you are. Small and fragile, yet fearless. It is remarkable." Cole chuckled. "Fragile. Maybe. Fearless. Not so much. I just got stubborn enough not to die, and lucky enough to find my way through." She tilted her head. "Luck. You speak of luck, yet I sense something more. You possess courage of a magnitude rare in the universe. Even dragons." She hesitated, her voice trembling. "Even dragons envy it." Cole looked into her molten eyes, feeling a strange connection form in the shadows of the canyon. Maybe it's not courage. Maybe it's just not knowing when to give up. Humans are funny that way. The dragon widow paused, then slowly unfurled her wings. They stretched far, catching the starlight, yet they were scarred and frayed. She tested the air, her voice a soft lament. "I was meant to soar, but now I fear I can never rise again." Cole stood, approaching her with careful steps. "It ain't about how high you fly or how fast you run. It's about taking the first step. You've taken that step by trusting me. Now let's see where the next one takes us." She looked at him, uncertainty and hope warring in her gaze. Then, slowly, she nodded. For the first time in what felt like centuries, she believed that perhaps her story wasn't over. Days turned into weeks as they journeyed together. Cole taught her how to navigate the harsh deserts, how to find water in the unlikeliest places, and how to read the signs of Calathar's deadly storms. In return, she shared tales of the stars, of dragon clans, of battles that stretched across galaxies. He listened, enraptured, realizing that the universe was far larger than any map could show. One evening, as twin moons rose over the dunes, she spoke again. "Cole Wyatt, I have been lost for so long, yet with you I feel something I have not felt in centuries. Belonging, safety, perhaps even hope." Cole squatted beside the fire, looking at her with a quiet intensity. "Hope's a dangerous thing, Dragon Widow. It makes you think you can trust, makes you think you can care. But sometimes, it's the only thing worth risking." Her scaled hand brushed his arm, a delicate gesture full of weight. "Then I will risk it. For the first time. I will let myself belong." Cole smiled, the corners of his eyes crinkling. "Then we ride together. Not because we have to, but because we choose to." Years later, travelers in the canyons would whisper of a human cowboy and a silver-scaled dragon who roamed the wastelands together. Some said they were unstoppable, others that they brought luck to those who wandered too far. But Cole and the Dragon Widow didn't care for legends. They had found something far rarer than fame or fortune. They had found a home, not in a place, but in each other. And as the twin suns rose once more over the endless desert, the Dragon Widow spread her wings and soared, but unbroken above the horizon, with the human cowboy riding steadfastly below. Together, they were a force the galaxy had never expected, small, fragile, and fearless **.